Hey guys, Sandra here from Gitana Styling and the Fashion Entrepreneur Club. Today I have a little bit of disaster here, boxes and stuff, but hey, reseller life, right? Don't mind that. Um, I wanted to record this video. This is video number 2 of our mini series of style aesthetics that are still performing well on all platforms, including Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Depop, or any platform where you're selling, right? That you're selling. So I wanted to record these videos because it's always good to know what is selling. I myself watch a lot of videos, right, from all the wonderful YouTubers and resellers out there who are curating this content for us, and I find it super helpful. And for me, I find out as I talk to people and I help them with building their stores and selling more, I find out that a lot of people do not know about this particular style aesthetics. So if that's you, I just wanted to make sure that you do, right? And that's why I'm creating them. Each video includes 3 style aesthetics that are still really popular. So I just wanted to go over them also because these style aesthetics, some of them, a lot of people that I talk to, they don't know what they mean. They're using nowadays terms that are very particular to describe certain styles. It's not the traditional, oh, this is classic or this is trendy, although those words still apply. There's new words that people are using, right, to describe particular styles, and that's what I'm covering in these videos. If you haven't watched video number 1, I would link it below for you, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna cover 3, and I'm trying to pair them in a way that they're kind of similar but different, specifically because you might get confused, right? And you'll be like, but I thought this was that. And then today, right, I'm explaining them, each of them. So you're like, oh, okay, I see the difference, right? So that's why I wanted to. So I have my notes here, and I have also, oh, I wanted to let you know, I did create a small guide, okay? Very, direct to the point. It includes 200 plus keywords that match this style aesthetics. So if you don't know and you want to learn more about them and you don't want to do research on your own, there's this guide. I'm selling on Etsy. It's super affordable. So if you want to get it, I'll also put a link below. Okay. But again, you can do research on your own. You can, write down all the stuff that I'm saying here today. So you can start building that keyword list, or you can just buy it on the Etsy shop and start infusing your items with this. Also, another thing I want to say is that the beauty of learning these style aesthetics is that probably you have items already on your stores that match these style aesthetics. So you just need to, it's not like you have to go out there and buy new things. Yes, when you go out there now, you'll know about new things. So you'll be able to buy new things, especially new things that maybe they're not even that expensive and that you can flip for very good money. But you can start infusing your listings that you have right now that match these style aesthetics and getting them sold. So, okay, so let's get started. So the first one I have here is cottagecore, however you pronounce it. So I'm gonna read you something that I wrote here, okay, for you. So cottagecore, this is a nature-inspired aesthetic, okay, that shows a romantic view of rural life, right? So living in the country, right? Living outside, horses and that kind of thing, but not country, okay? This style is all about flowy silhouettes, so you can write that down, okay? Natural fabrics, soft and earthy tones, delicate and vintage details, okay? So my example, I love giving examples because this, helps people like, okay, this is what she's talking about. My example is the Little House on the Prairie, okay? So this kind of, this show where people are wearing long dresses and, florals and ruffles and very feminine, right? And like it says here, they're kind of romanticizing that rural life, be living in the country or running a farm and that kind of thing. So that style is really selling. Okay, that's why we see a lot of stuff with ruffles and ribbons and yeah, delicate things like those. So all these words that I'm saying to describe this, you can use them to describe those items, and you can use them as keywords. And they're, like I said, there's more keywords that the idea here is to match you right to your right customer. So I'm sure that you have items in your closet that can match this lifestyle. I'm sure you have a lot of maxi dresses, for example, that can match this lifestyle of certain skirts or certain tops. Tops are being very popular right now with all the little frilly details. So, be aware. And like I said, a lot of them, sometimes we go to a thrift store or we buy something online, and just because something is very old or the brand is not very popular, we dismiss it. But with this kind of method of basing and valuing the item for their style, it doesn't matter if it's old, it doesn't matter if the brand is not that popular, you can still sell it because people are looking for this kind of style. So if you write the brand and if you write the time period or something, maybe doesn't mean anything to people, it's not attractive enough. But if you write down the style, if you make sure to let them know that this matches this style aesthetic, this cottage core, this rural life, this romanticized view of the rural life, then you can match with that buyer. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you have any questions. The next one I have here is the coastal aesthetic. So this one you might have heard it, and because it says coastal, you can imagine I'm talking about the beach, right? But it's a particular beach. It's the beach like northeast, like think about Cape Cod, think about New England. They always talk about Diane Keaton in her movies, that she always dresses like with very simple clothing and sweaters and very beachy colors, like of that area, no, like if blues and beige and whites. So let me read you the notes I have here for you. Okay, so this is a relaxed jet refined aesthetic. Okay, so it's relaxed, but it's it's kind of refined, elegant, right? It blends breezy comfort with classic elegance. The style is all about light fabrics, ocean colors, natural textures. Think about, like I said, Cape Cod, Diane Keaton in Something's Gotta Give, that movie with Jack Nicholson, that they're at a beach house. I think, and the daughter, she has a daughter, and she falls in love with him, and he doesn't want to get involved, but then he does, and you watch the movie. That vibe, those materials, texture, kind of clothing, right? Fabrics, and maybe jute, maybe wicker, maybe those colors that are very light, right? All those beige, grays, right? Blues. So that's the vibe. It's a relaxed vibe, but still elegant, still old money, still quiet luxury kind of thing. So that's another one that it's very popular, okay? And it's selling across the line, and it doesn't matter what brand you have. It doesn't matter if it's a vintage item. It doesn't matter if it's a new item. Of course, there's still, if you have a brand that always sells well and is very popular, people are going to get it, right? And if it matches this style, then amazing, you have hit the jackpot, right? But a lot of people are searching just based on this, on the style, and they don't care if it's an item from the 90s, for example, right? They don't care if it's from the 80s, right? If it matches the style aesthetic that they're looking for, it makes them look and feel what they want to feel, which is this kind of vibe of this movie. And that kind of style is a score for them. So yeah. So just so you know, that's another one. You can use any of these words that I described here today for the keywords. And well, of course, I have even more in the guide. The next one and the last one I wanted to touch on is coquette. Okay, so coquette is a hyper feminine, romantic, and playful aesthetic. Okay, this style is all about bows, ribbons, pearls, lace. Okay, vintage charm like old Hollywood and Victorian era. Okay, an example, Marie Antoinette. So think about those French royal figures, like Marie Antoinette with the long dresses and all the ruffles, and very feminine and attractive and seductive, and pearls and gold and all these different elements, right, that describe that era of femininity and royalty and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things out there with this style aesthetic, and I grouped it with this one because it can be kind of remind you of cottagecore, but the cottagecore is more rural life, country, farm, that kind of thing. And then this one is more elevated, more luxurious, more elegant, more like you're in a castle. So it might have the same elements. It might have lace, it might have delicate things, femininity, romantic stuff, but one is more casual, the other one is more elegant. Okay, and I mix it up with the coastal because also it has a lot of the colors and that kind of thing, because all of these ones are very soft colors, right? And you can still find bold colors and see if it matches this, but a lot of soft colors are big with this. So yeah, that's another big one. So think about very feminine, very girly, very elegant, very ornate, a lot of details, right? Think about those again, those figures of the French royalty at that time of Marie Antoinette, very, the corsets and the long dresses and all the chains and with the pearl necklaces and that kind of thing, right? That kind of vibe. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what keywords you're using to sell these kind of items. Let me know if you have some items already in your closet or in your death pile and things that are being stale that you can reuse and you can repurpose and add these keywords in there to sell them. Okay, these are very popular right now. They've been popular throughout the year. They continue to be popular. And yeah, if you need more help with the guide, the keywords guide, I will leave it below. And yeah, I can't wait to share the next video with you. Bye guys.